gotta get more to the left, man. Now back to the right. Now back to the left. Alright guys, we are on our way to Corpus Christi Tractor Supply right now, and let me tell you guys that I have done nothing but stress out on this load. So let me explain what happened. So I had a delivery in Pleasanton, Texas, and then Corpus Christi. Basically what happened was, this was a very tight time frame for the first delivery. My fleet manager called me yesterday right after I got the trailer in Waco, and he says, can you make that delivery time? Because he's looking at my time. I had like an hour of time left. Then I had to take a 10-hour break. And then if you calculated the time that I had to get there after my 10-hour break, I was getting there after my appointment time at 4:30 a.m. Well, it's not my fault. I just got the load. So, you know, none of it's my fault. I'm not in trouble or anything, but he's double checking. He's like, okay, well, what about 5:30? He's like, can you make 5:30? I was like, I calculated everything in my head. I was like, man, it's getting me there about 5 minutes early or something like that. You know what I mean? He was like, okay, well, you know, if you can make 4:30, make that. If not, just make sure that you're there by 5:30. I'm like, oh God, this is gonna be freaking, you know, this is gonna be tough. So, you know, any little slowdown, some construction, whatever, I'm probably not making my freaking delivery time. So I'm like, okay, so I get out of Waco as fast as I can. I stop at a rest area because I was like, okay, that's gonna be the quickest place to get in, shut down, and start my 10-hour break. I'm thinking, you know, like, how can I do this the quickest? So I pull it to the rest area, boom, boom. Thank God my PeopleNet didn't freeze up, because these things, all they do is freeze up and screw up. Thank God I was able to get off duty quick, so I'm like, I'm good. So I chill for a little bit, eat, blah, blah, blah. And okay, so then it comes up to about 9 hours later after I slept and everything. I wake up with about an hour before I gotta leave, and I'm waking up and about 30 minutes goes by and I look at my clock and it says, you have 8 hours of drive time. Your 14-hour clock shows like 12 and a half or 12 hours and something. And then my drive time showed like 10 hours. And I was like, oh, I guess like, because I was in the sleeper berth for so long, it gave me a lot of time back. I was like, oh, I'm good, right? I could do both of these deliveries and that. I can leave 30 minutes early, get to the Tractor Supply, right? Make this delivery and get to Corpus Christi and make that delivery with that time. That ain't that bad. So I started my clock early without taking my full 10-hour break. So I get to the Tractor Supply on time, right before 4:30, man. I was there at like 4:25. I was like, yes, I made it on time, my normal delivery, I am good. All is well. I get unloaded. I was maybe, you know, getting unloaded for like an hour, and get done, put in my paperwork, start driving. Suddenly I get a message from dispatch. It says, Dave, do you know when you gain more time? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I look at my time. I'm down to like an hour and 15 minutes, and Corpus Christi's 2 hours down the road. And then my 14-hour clock's down to like an hour. So I cannot do anything for longer than an hour. I'm like, oh my God, I am screwed. How did that happen? Why did it show me that I had this time this morning on the computer, and now it tells me I don't? I still don't understand it, but I can tell you one thing, I ain't never doing none of that crap again. I'm taking 10-hour breaks. All my trainer taught me to do was 10-hour breaks, right? And that's what I've always done. But I ain't doing none of this splitting shit no more. I don't give a damn. I'm taking a 10-hour break, and I'm taking a 10-hour break. So I know there's probably some simple explanation to it, but why the computer shows you that you have way more than what you actually have is beyond me. I don't know how that works and why, but yeah, I was like, oh my God, I'm screwed. So I called, because I was driving, so I couldn't text back. So I grabbed my headset and I called, and the same girl that told me how much time do you have left, she's the one that answered. And she goes, well, did you take a full 10-hour break? I was like, no, because it said I had all this time, and then suddenly it took it away. She was like, oh, well, in order to get the rest of your time, you're gonna have to take 2 hours off. And it was at like 6 a.m. And I'm like, oh, 2 hours off. My delivery's at 9:30, and I was an hour and 45 minutes away. So I was like, okay, it's 6 a.m. 2 hours off would be 8 a.m. And then an hour and 45 minutes will be 9:45. That's 15 minutes late. But I think CFI always schedules our Tractor Supply loads either 30 minutes to an hour later than what they are. Like we're supposed to get there early to make sure that we're not late. I think is how Tractor Supply kind of does it. Because usually when I get there, or how CFI does it, because usually when I get there, they're like, oh, you're the whatever o'clock, and it's an hour or sometimes 30 minutes later than what I was told by CFI. And so I asked if that would be okay, and she said, yeah, that will be okay. She was like, yeah, as long as you're there, then that'll be fine. Just keep us updated. I'll let them know. I was like, okay, cool. So I was in the clear for 9:45. I'm still on par for that, but I pulled off at like a little picnic area thing back down the road. Well, my truck was at an angle. And when my fleet manager called me yesterday when I was leaving Waco, I originally had a fuel stop. I was like, well, man, if I got to hit that fuel stop, that's going to put me even later, right? So he said, well, do you have enough fuel to get there? I was like, yeah, I got enough fuel to get to that first stop. So he was like, okay, well, don't get fuel. So I didn't get fuel. Well, I'm driving and I'm about an hour, like I said, in 45 minutes away from Corpus Christi when I stopped back there at the picnic area. And I still had about 1/8 of a tank of fuel left. I know, you know, from just my experience that I can make that, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna be pretty low when I get there, but I can make it, and then I can make it to a gas station and get some fuel. So I parked at an angle where my truck's at an angle. Well, when I turned I took my 2-hour break. I sat around my truck for 2 hours waiting for my time to come back, you know, just being off duty. I take my 2 hours and all my time comes back. I crank up my truck. That needle is below the empty line with the light on saying you need fuel. I'm like, now I'm not stupid. I have pretty good common sense. So I understand, okay, I know I have fuel, you know, because it's because I'm at an angle and there's sensors, you know, in the tanks. I don't know exactly how it works, but I'm not stupid. I understand it. So it probably because of the angle that I'm at, my fuel sensors are now off and thinks I don't have any fuel because, you know, it's leaning to one side. The liquid would be leaning to one side. The fuel sensor would think you're lower than what you are. That's what I assume. So I was like, when I get back on the road, it'll go up, right? Right. So I get driving and I'm driving down the road 10, 15 minutes later, it's still below E and I'm freaking out. I'm like, okay, maybe, I don't know. Did I not look at my fuel? You know what I mean? Before I decided to stop? Did it get that low on me and I didn't notice it? Like I'm starting to, like, you know, question myself and second guess everything that I was doing, and I'm like, oh god. Well, there was a Love's 10 miles up the road, but I'm like, I don't want to stop at the Love's, because if I stop at the Love's to get fuel, that's at least 10 minutes on the most perfect fuel island where there's nobody, you know, at the line ahead of me, or, you know, just the perfect situation. 10 minutes probably more than that, probably 15. And that's putting me a lot later getting to Tractor Supply. So I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I hate driving around with my needle below the E line. So I call my trainer real quick. I'm like, dude, in these trucks, and I explained to him what I just told y'all. And he's like, yeah, that's happened to me before. He said, it's normal in the trucks. He's like, you know, are you sure you had that before you stopped? I'm like, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure I know I had enough to get to Corpus Christi and everything. He's like, you're probably okay. He's like, is there a fuel place around? I'm like, dude, I don't have the time to stop at a fuel place. I'm just freaking out. Well, while I'm on the phone with them, suddenly the needle moves up just a little bit above the E line. And I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm gaining fuel basically. And sorry, I'm trying to make sure I can get around this parking lot. I'm like, dude, it's going up. He's like, okay, well, I'm about at my delivery, man. I'm about to let you go, but good luck, you know. I'm like, thanks. And then just slowly after that, it just started going up. But it stayed below that E for like 20 minutes before the sensors eventually picked up and, you know that I have more fuel. So now I'm literally at 1/8 of a tank right now with only about an hour to drive. So yeah, I've been stressing since I got this Tractor Supply load. I don't think they've ever given me a load with deadlines as tight as this. You know, it's just the way it goes, I guess. And if I missed this Corpus Christi delivery, that would be on me for not taking my full 10-hour break and setting myself up for it. Now, if I was late for the other one, you know, I don't think CFI was really going to blame me on that one because they were setting me up so tight. It wasn't my fault. You know, I had an hour before I had to take my 10-hour break, and then that gets to like 2 o'clock, and it's a 4:30 delivery, 2 o'clock in the morning after I took my 10-hour break, for a 4:30 a.m. delivery on like freaking, you know, 3 hours of driving. So, you know, there's just really no way that I could have done it after a 10-hour break, so it wouldn't have been my fault. But this would have been my fault with the 8-2 split or whatever the hell I did. Yeah, I'm done with all that mess. We're taking 10-hour breaks from now on. I ain't chancing shit. But yeah, guys, it's been a bit stressful for old Dave, man. I'm the type of person, I pride myself on being on time. I've always been a timely person. I ain't even talking about just jobs. I'm talking about just anything. Meeting friends, going somewhere, having to meet people for dinner, or, you know, a doctor's appointment, anything, I am always on time. Like, I'm never late for anything. And that's kind of translated to trucking. Like, I'm pretty much always on time. I always give myself extra time. I get places early, generally. I mean, obviously, you have to do that in trucking, you know. You need to be on time, or else you ain't gonna have a job very long. So, obviously, all of us are timely in getting to our places if we're still employed for a while. So when it happens, if something happens, it's just an honest mistake, you know. I thought I was doing the right thing by helping myself get to the first one. I thought I had more time, and I didn't. And it was just an honest mistake that I made. That's the thing, is it wasn't like me being lazy or oversleeping or not planning right. It's just ignorance to that type of break, I guess. So, still my fault. What can I do about it? Oh, well, it is what it is, man. We are still going to be on time for the most part. Because like I said, I don't think CFI is actually late with either 30 minutes or an hour leeway they give us. They don't tell you that. They tell you need to be there at this time, but that's probably as a cushion for drivers that, you know, do end up running a little bit late or miscalculate or something. It gives a little bit of extra time before CFI is late with Tractor Supply. All right, guys, so we are pretty much in Corpus Christi right now. We're going to be taking an exit in about 1.5 miles. I was going to go ahead and show you guys a satellite and what I'm looking at. If you look on screen there, you can see the Tractor Supply, and out back, you know, on the top of the picture of the building, you can see there's a ramp right there. And judging by the way the shadow is going, it appears that the ramp is facing to the left. Therefore, we're going to want to come in that Tractor Supply from that entrance and go around, like counterclockwise, pass up the ramp, and then back into it. Oh, come on, Toyota. Why are you slowing down? Oh, come on, Toyota. I got 4.5. God bless it, man. I'm trying to get to this Tractor Supply. Why can't we go to speed limit? Speed limit. Do you speak it? God bless. I know, truck. I've been off the gas for a hot minute now. Oh, you stupid ass. Why are we going so slow? Why? 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 Are we just going super slow? Like, let's go. Stab it and steer, bud. See, I was going uphill and I lost some of my speed even more because I lost momentum due to Mr. Toyota here. I'm on a tight schedule. He wants to drive Miss Daisy to Corpus Christi. Yeah, I'm just gonna be stuck here because I don't even want to take, I can't pass them on these hills. See, I'm about to hit another hill, so I can't pass them because I have to take this exit soon. I mean, I can get over. It's just I'm worried about getting back over in 3 miles. Maybe I could. You know what? I'm going for it. Sorry, Grandma. It probably is an old person with disabled plates. I always kind of feel bad when I hate on an old person for going slow. I think I'd rather want them going slow than fast. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just an older lady, man. I'm sorry for what I said. She's getting off anyways. Yep. I'm sorry for what I said, lady. I called you names and hated on you. I didn't mean it. Oh shoot, this lane ends. Shoot. This lane ends. Alright, 1.7 I gotta get over, so I'm gonna try to hop over a lane just to kind of be safe. I don't know if anybody's gonna let me over there. Oh yeah, that nice Chrysler's letting me over. Thank you, Chrysler. I appreciate you. Blink, blink. Give him a couple blankety blinks. Yeah, because with 1.5 miles, I gotta turn. That's an exit, so I'm assuming this is gonna be the lane that I have to be in. My best hypothesis, my educated guess, my hypotheses. That's how you say it, like when you're smart. When you're smart, you don't say hypothesis. You say hypotheses. Oh, we got the palm trees too, man. Feels like Florida up here. Does kind of feel like Florida. Oh boy, boy. I gotta take up this whole thing, man. Sorry, cars. I gotta take up this whole thing. Sorry, cars. I can't see because of those pylons. Okay, after this gray truck right here, I can go. Yep. All right. You got it. Yep. Cleared it. That's why I took up both lanes, because I knew I would need it.
Saratoga Boulevard.
In road work, that's good. We don't have to worry about that. 9:37, we got 7 minutes. That's right at 9:45, boys. We'll be there before 10, unless, you know, we catch traffic or something crazy. Come on, light. I don't have all day. Oh, the next right in 1.5 miles is the road that Tractor Supply is on. Because, like, as soon as I get there, I will tell CFI I'm here to make sure that, you know, we're covered for me being on time. Usually it pops up, but sometimes it won't. Then you got to manually go in and send a form that says that you're there. Primary fuel low now. Engine derate in 3 hours. I'm just all sorts of messed up, guys. I really am. I got plenty of fuel, though, right now. I could probably go another 100 miles if I needed to on this. We're on about, we're about halfway below the 8th mark. Come on, guys. Jeez. Yeah, everybody's got to go to the HEB, to the Heb. God bless. Come on, truck. Man, I want to go shopping around here, man. CFI, after I deliver this load, I'm sick. Oh, man, I'm sick. I come down with a stomach. I need a 34-hour reset, man. I'm just kidding, CFI. I would never do that. Y'all know I have never called in sick. I've never told CFI I'm sick, I can't work. I really don't get sick often. I mean, I do here and there. Man, when I went to Europe, my first, like, freaking week there, I ended up catching, like, the flu. Had to have been the flu. It was fever and body aches and feeling just horrible, man. And the thing about Europe is they don't have the same types of medicine that we have. It's not as strong. It's very light stuff that they have over the counter. The only strong stuff you can get is from like a prescription. You know, because if you got a fever here, you can grab some Dayquil for the day, some NyQuil for the night, and that Dayquil or whatever you get. Oh man, I gotta get stuck behind this guy.
1/4 mile. Turn right.
Come on, bro.
Saratoga Boulevard.
Anyways, whatever fever reducer you get here, that'll knock that fever out, make you feel pretty good for about 4 hours. You know what I mean? We got all the good drugs here in America. But over there, man, they didn't have squat. I mean, they had stuff, but they just mostly tough it out there because it didn't do much. It did not do much. Is he going right? God dang it. Of course he's going right. I know, he's hauling trees and everything else. He's being safe. He's taking it slow. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm trying to get somewhere. It's on the right.
In 1.5 miles.
Yeah. Oh man, why does this guy have to turn in front of me? If this guy wouldn't have turned out, man, God bless. What are we doing? I can't even pass him because I'm... Oh great, he's gonna be turning in here, I guess. I don't know what's going on, but it is 45 here and we're going 35. What are we doing? Red light, okay. God dang, man. I thought I was gonna beat 9:45. I might not now. 1/2 mile is all we gotta go, boys, after this red light. Of course, there's one car in the turning lane over there, so the lights have to turn green arrow for that car. You know, it's just, you know, you never catch no brakes when you're in a hurry and you're running late. You just never do. It's never a break. You just the way she blows. It's just the way she blows. You catch the guy can't haul in the freaking tree. You catch the slow empty flatbed that wants to go 35 and a 45. The next light's red. Hopefully it turns green before we get up there and we have to stop and get our speed going again. You know, it's just the way it goes, man. I don't know if more things happen wrong or it's just you notice it more. You know, if I was a couple hours early, none of this would even faze me or you wouldn't think about it. So people always say, only when you're in a hurry does everything happen. Well, you know, I think it's because you just notice it more because you were in a hurry and every little thing that happens, you're just paying more attention. There we go, green light. Go truck, go truck. 0.2, man. Thought I was gonna, there it is, Tractor Supply. There's only one entrance into it, so it's not gonna be hard to find at all.
In 300
Go ahead and hit that blinker early. Car just got over behind me, but you're gonna be waiting for a minute, bud. How big is this driveway? Is it plenty or do I have to swing wide? Oh boy. I'm gonna, okay, I don't have to swing too wide. I'm good. Yeah, car that got behind me. There's another CFI right there, man. He must have just got done being unloaded. All right, I'm gonna be smart about this. My computer's not asking me if I'm here. Yeah, to make sure I didn't hit that dude with his truck and trailer right there. My computer don't know that I'm here. I'm gonna have to send that thing manually. I'm about to stop and send it because I'm here. You can't barely see over all that. Oh, he's got his spotter with him. I hope they didn't move the ramp. I would imagine not, but let's see. Just my luck. The ramp's gonna be facing this way, and oh, yes, perfect. That's exactly what I was trying to do, man. Yeah, you couldn't have done this any other way, literally. All right, I have to tell CFI that I am here, because if I don't, oh, bam. Boop. There we go. All right, so we were here at exactly 9:45, man. Exactly 9:45. Look, you just follow the tire tracks of the other drivers that had to do this. All right, so what we're gonna want to do now, all right, let's see. We're gonna need to push our trailer way over that way. And then bring her back. See what I'm saying? Keep pushing it that way. Keep bringing her back. Once I get straight, then I can pull up and fix it. All right, now let's get under it. Well, get it straight. Okay. There we go. Now what we can do is we can pull up and to the left. I gotta get more to the left, man. Now back to the right. Now back to the left. There we go. Now we are money on it. That's gonna be good, boys. It's hard to see these ramps too. They're actually kind of tricky to back up to because you can't really see them, you know, as you're backing up. All right, guys, let me go talk to them, open the doors and everything else because I'm lined up now. All right, guys, success. We are unloaded and all is well. I even asked them because I was curious. I said, I'm not late, am I? And it was like that. She looked at her clock and she was like, no, you're here on time. I said, what was it, 10 o'clock? She said, yeah. She said, we have to start unloading the truck by 10 o'clock. She said, I know like they give you guys like an extra 30 minutes or whatever. I was like, okay, I was just checking. I wanted to make sure I wasn't late. She was like, oh no, you're good.
Let's take a spin to a foreign place. These open highways are calling our name, and now it's time for us to escape. Escape to a world we don't know. Escape into the great unknown. Escape to a world we don't know. Escape into the great unknown.